through Pangea, we help accelerate companies that are scaling into new markets. So we're a bit of a canary down the mine for a lot of those companies who are growing fast. And obviously, with the change in the market conditions in the last few weeks, maybe a couple months, if you've got enough foresight, it's quite interesting to watch that Disneyland culture-driven experience turn into a speed to revenue, more like a coal mine version of it. Though that's not a bad thing for those companies that are scaling, but ultimately the priorities that they've been focusing on for the last few years versus what they've got to focus on for the few years ahead has massively changed. And by virtue, thankfully, of what Pangea does, like, we're hugely focused now on that speed to revenue and that speed to profitability piece. So it's interesting, the market conditions are all around redundancies, layoffs, and those are tragic factors in a downward market. But the reality of that really becomes, okay, what are our fundamentals? How do we activate those markets in a more thoughtful way? How do we grow that business? Because as much as we'd love to cost cut our way out of this recession, as with all things, it's usually about spend that drives the upwards growth. So from our side, it's really interesting to see some of the companies who we've been working with and competing against through our clients who are maybe facing harder times and harder headwinds. But what's particularly exciting is those who used COVID effectively as a fire drill for what's now coming through these new market conditions, and they prepared their businesses. There's been some phenomenal CFOs of the last 10, 15 years, very different conditions and very different waters that they're going to be having to navigating their boats through. So it's interesting to see through our clients who are taking those on board and thinking about what they need to invest in and what they need to maybe reprioritize. So through the Pangea piece, again, very luckily, we allow our clients to do that, right? To really focus in on their strategy, to take the gas off on some of the stuff that's less fundamental to moving the needle, whether it's the local infrastructure, whether it's how we acquire those people. They are business critical to success, but being the best in those markets and having the best ability for me to own that as a proprietary business, not so important, right? So finding the right partners like us, or some of those who may otherwise be in the market, I think that's fundamental for how these next few months, years, let's see how it goes, and navigate it. So yeah, that's one of the key areas that we're seeing through our clients, things change, and ultimately how we're helping them evolve.